Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile on the updated Dark Irregular GB2 deck. So Vampir, that calls the Vampir deck. So this is basically a Void Arc deck. It's really good, especially if you have 4 Gillis. Unfortunately I will still only have 2 Gillis, but it's still relatively strong for what it does, because this Dark Irregular deck, unlike a lot of other ones, this deck has a lot of retire power. Which makes Dark Irregulars, and they're going to get even more support in the future that will get them even more retire power, which I am kind of on the fence about that. I don't really like it too much because I feel like it's kind of stealing Kagerou's ability and giving it to a clan that arguably can be a lot scarier in late game, because they've got cards like this which can literally just like end games. This guy, I have won so many games with just this card alone, with the new starter. That it's crazy. But anyway, start off 4 Vampir, same as before, has really good GB2 skill, really good on-stride skill for the clan. Then I have 1 Frosty Steeple. This is just an extra. What he does is you can look at top 5, look for darkness if you ride him, and he himself has darkness. But the problem with my deck right now is that it doesn't have too much darkness cards. So it's, I don't know. I do have a couple of darkness cards, but sometimes I wonder if it's even worth the trouble of running this card when I could probably run something else. So let me know if you have any other ideas. The other grade 3 that I'm running is 2 9-Breaker Hustler, mainly as a rare guard grade 3, because it's 10k. But it does have the ability to get really tough. So it's only 7 grade 3s, which is unique to me because I typically run 8 in most of my decks, and occasionally sometimes 9, if I'm not running any stride enablers. But yeah, so 7 grade 3 for grade 2. 4 Squallmaker Vampir. This is one of the better like Amber clone cards, mainly because it can make a very easy 21k column. Because of its skill, and it soul charges 2, so it helps you get your 15 soul quickly. Then 4 of one of the new cards that has darkness. So Doppel Vampire is a card that they got that has darkness skill. When he attacks the Vanguard, the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more. He gets 5,000. So basically, like him, he can get 5k, but he doesn't require the booster. And then if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, he gets the Silent Tom ability. So very much like Silent Tom, but he's GB1 restricted, and it has a darkness active. But he can be 14 plus 7, that's 21 with Silent Tom. That's actually really, really good. So we run 4 of this. Highly recommend running 4 of this. It's also searchable via this guy if you ride this guy. It's one of the key cards that you want to search out. Then for grade 2, 3 Flying Librarian. This is a promo card. It came out. Had it in this deck for a while. It's just really good. It can unflip card. It can basically soul charge 2 and draw a card for free when it's placed on R. Assuming that you have 10 soul, you get to unflip. If you only have 6 soul, you only get to draw and not unflip. So really good. 3 copies. Next for grade 1s, 4 Flag Breaker. So he's just the Dark Irregular perfect guard that unflips when there's an extra copy of him in the drop zone. 4 Succubus of Pure Love. You have to run 4 of this because you want to search out Vampir, and because we only run 7 grade 3s, so you get your stride capabilities without too much of an issue. Next, 2 Donating the Thruster. Not as essential as running in older decks like Reggie and Amon, but it's still a very solid card in this deck, so it can justify occupying 2 spaces. And then 2 Combust Vampir. This card is a unique card that can boost cards, so you can use this to boost, make 1 lane really, really strong. If this is behind your Stride Vanguard, it can work really well, powering up a rearguard line. Or it can also power up the Vanguard, so you can use it with Gillis to make it even stronger. Sacrificing a rearguard lane, apparently, or I guess potentially. And then the last grade 1 is 2 Serpent Charmer. So this is the grade 1 that I'm running that has darkness. Basically what it does is what it can do is when you have 6 or more soul with darkness active, you can retire it to send 13 cards from the soul back into the deck, and then shuffle the deck and you draw a card to replace it. So it can help prevent deck out situations. So it is one way for this deck to stave off deck out, because deck out seems to be a common problem with Dark Irregulars these days, just like with Genesis. So that's grade 1s. For the trigger lineup, it's unchanged from before. So it's still running the 4 monochrome of Nightmare Land, stand trigger, it's really good. And then the one change is I do now have one-eyed Succubus, which is the Vampir critical, then 4 more critical, and then 4 Alice in Nightmare Land. And then here's where it's interesting. So this is the reason why I'm running 7 grade 3s, because of Enigmatic Assassin, which normally this will be what I use as the starter, but in some games I would prefer to use Warfelder. It really just depends. Like, one of them will be the card that you draw into, or you soul charge and use its effect. So it doesn't really matter. It depends on the game though. Like, but most of the time I use Warfender as a starter, because I want that extra 5k boost to make proper attacks in the early game. And then if I draw into this later on, if I'm striding, there are cards where I do have the ability to take a card from the hand, put it in the soul anyway. So and then this can get the soul, and then it can later on come out for a Gillis and just kill the opponent. So that's basically the main deck, upgraded from before, with the new Darkness theme. For the Stride deck, it changed quite a bit. So still 2 Gillis, really need 2 more to just seal the deal. Really good card, really scary card. 2 Demagogue, and 2 Kiss La Kill Lyra, or Kiss Kill Lyra. 2 Frenzy, so this is the new Darkness rare Stride unit that they got. So 2 of each. If I was running 2 more Gillis, I'd probably drop 1 of her and 1 of this, and leave this at 2. And then 2 Frederick, he's okay. He is the card that I was mentioning when I was saying you can take a card from the hand, put in the soul. So there's that. Assuming you don't soul charge this card. But you could also use this card as a 10k shield as well, so it can still be useful. And then 2 Germain and 2 Mahat, so 4 G-Guardian. So that's basically it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Dark Irregulars. Do you think they can become really, really strong and kind of dethrone Shadow Paladin as the new, like, evil clan out there? So anyway, guys, looking forward to your comments as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.